Hello everyone. Here I want to make this video to just explain everything about quiz and test. So we start next week. So the first one, I don't want you don't know anything about it. So I want to make it easier for you. So I make this video here. On the test day, so which is next Thursday, we will start at the beginning of the class. So for section STF, we start at 8 a.m. SAC, we start at 11:40, and for SGI, we start at 3:20. Almost 15 to 30 minutes before that, you have to come to Zoom. Okay, so it depends. Some students, they feel more comfortable to come earlier. So it doesn't matter if you come 30 minutes earlier or 15 minutes earlier. So it's okay as long as you feel comfortable there. You can check your video, you can check everything is okay, so I'm able to see you, and then you are not stressed. Okay, so how to join Zoom. Okay, so you click on your course, depends on the section, and then you click on online session, and then you see a link which is related to the assessment. It's here, quiz number 1. You click on join. For me it's a start because I created. For you is join. So you click on join and join. Before to do that, make sure to go to getting started and activate your Zoom, your Seneca Zoom. Okay, and then you don't have any problem. Okay, so you just join. When you join, you are in Zoom. Make sure you are muted. In the chat, write your name. Okay, so I know that you know where is the chat because you join the session, live session, and we talk to each other, and you ask a question in the chat. Okay, so in the chat you write, for example, Niloofar is my name, so the official name that I have on Blackboard. Okay, so make sure your video is working. I'm able to see you. So if you say I don't have charger, this problem, that problem, that's not acceptable. You need non-graphing scientific calculator, pencil, pen, papers, everything ready. For example, if you need to drink water, make sure to have it beside you. When I say come earlier, because I want you to make the environment ready for your quiz and test. Then, just right before start, I will share the password with you. Please don't ask many times. Please don't share with each other. You have to get the password from me. If you start the quiz or test and you are not in the Zoom, then I ask you, who gave you the password? And both parties will be in trouble. So please don't do that. Okay? So, for example, for STF class, we start at 8 a.m. So you came to the Zoom earlier. You feel comfortable. So I show you how to come. You wrote your name in the chat. Your video is working. Your calculator, a paper, pen, everything is beside you. And then I give you the password. So you go to Blackboard. You click on the assessment. You find the folder. So this time you must find quiz number 1. But here I'm going to show you this one because I'm showing you this from another course long time ago. Okay, so I want to show you most of the steps. So you click on what is available to you. So you see, when you go there, you see submit PDF file for your answer, that link, which is for later. And you see quiz number 2 online. Okay, probably you see this text underneath. Okay, so you click on that, and then click on begin, and then enter the password I gave you. Okay, so okay, so then I see the question. So this is for math 273. So I see the question here. I read the question. I know, okay, I see 6 questions here. I know I cannot go back, so I have to answer this question. I start to write my answer on the paper. Okay? I make sure that I'm visible. Okay, so make sure you are visible the whole time. So you are doing the test. You don't want to say, okay, so I really don't know what happened, but then I say I couldn't see you, so what happened? Your video was off. Okay, so make sure everything is fine. And remember, you just have one attempt. So if you close this tab and say, okay, I don't want to do this quiz right now and I want to come back 5 minutes after, you can't do that because you just have one attempt. Anything happen, for example, the page is closed, you cannot continue, your Wi-Fi is not working, please email me. Don't talk in the Zoom. I don't want you to disturb everybody. And wait for me, I reply. I'm sitting here. Okay? So if you see it takes time, then you can talk to me. But otherwise, I will reply. I just say, wait, I reply. I help you. I do not want you to email me many times. I help you for sure. Okay? So everything is okay. You click on the quiz online. You enter your password. You see question number 1. Okay? You write the answer on the paper. But then the last answer here, okay, for example, the final answer is, for example, is a fraction, for example. Okay, so this is not related to this question, but I want you to know this because of your own quiz. Okay, so for example, the answer is 5 over 7. 5 over 7, I enter it here. Okay, this is the final answer. Or for example, x equal 10. Or for example, the answer is x equal radical 5. Or square root of 5. Okay, so I do not want you to go crazy about it, to write everything in math. Okay, but if you want, you can click on this radical sign, radical symbol, and then you can click on this, for example, and then write exactly as fraction, and then enter. See, it's there. Again, I can click on it. For example, I do radical. Under the radical, I write 5, and then I click on it. I'm not sure if I can make this bigger. Let me see. Just I can zoom or not. Okay, so okay. So once again, yes, I can zoom. See, to enter the final answer, okay, so you can do, for example, like here, 5 over 7, x equal 10, x equal radical 5, square root of 5, okay, or you can go to this and just do it mathematically. Okay, so for example, as I said, for example, like this here, and then I can write, for example, 2 over 5. That's a mixed fraction. I enter. Remember, you just enter your final answer here. Okay, that's it. So everything else goes on the paper. Then, see, it's saved, and you can go to the next question and do next question. Okay, again, for the next question, you read the question. Okay, you read the question, you do it on the paper, show me all the steps on the paper, make sure to show me all the steps, and then enter final answer there, and again go to the next question. you cannot come back. Okay, so you cannot come back to okay, what else here? Okay, so you cannot come back to change your answer. Okay, you cannot go back to change your answer. So you can go further, but you cannot come back. So make sure that show your final answer, enter your final answer there, because you cannot change it later. And of course, you write all the steps on the paper. Okay, so did I talk about everything here? Yes, I said that. I should be able to see you the whole time. So if you face any issue, yes. Final answer, yes. And all the necessary steps. Okay, make sure when you are answering on the paper, do it in order. Okay, questions are changing, order are changing. Question number 1 is question number 5 for another person. Okay, but I can see your I can see your quiz. For individually, I can see your quiz. So I go one by one to see your final answer, so I can see your questions. You do not need to write your questions. Don't waste your time to write your questions for me, because I have access to that. Okay, and you do not need to just be worried about. I can see your questions. That which one is your version, which one is your own version. Okay, so I can see that. Okay, but please write in order. Write in order. If you don't want to, for example, answer one question, write question number 1 and leave it blank. Okay, you go further, question number 2, question number 3, everything. Okay, so you continue. Look at here, you cannot go back. You cannot go back. You just can continue, go further. Make sure to enter your final answer. I cannot emphasize more. Then if you are done, or if the time is over, your test, your quiz will be auto-submitted. How much time you have, I will let you know, because I didn't make the quiz, not yet. Okay, probably half an hour, for example, and then after that you have time to submit your file. Scan or take picture and submit your file. Listen, if you are not in the Zoom and you are writing your quiz or test, I'm not able to mark it. Please, that's the rule by the college. Top of each page, you have to write your name, last name, student number. So for question number 1, question number 2, maybe you just have 3 pages, top of each page. Okay, so when you are done, depends on what time you start, because when I share the password, you have to start right away. If you start, for example, 5 minutes late, then you don't have 5 minutes at the end. Your time is shorter. So please start right away when I share the password. Then you have 15 to 20 minutes after to take the pictures. Okay, make sure the pictures are visible. Make sure the orientation of the page is, the orientation of the page. For example, if you wrote from top to bottom, for example, I can read it from just the orientation is like a portrait. I can read it. Okay, so if I have to just change the orientation, if I have to rotate it because I want to read it and I can't, for example, you wrote from top to bottom, but I can see it from left to right. Okay, so it will be hard. I reduce mark. Okay, and these are all rules by the college. Okay, so at the end, I mean the last page, you should have your picture. So it's here. See, when you wrote all the answers, so make sure you have your name top of that and all of them. So then the last page should be this, something like this. So your papers, the same as, so for example, I can see the first page, for example. Okay, your ID and beside your face. Your ID must be visible, your name must be visible. It should be picture ID, so passport or driver license or one card acceptable. If what did I want to say? So okay, so make sure to scan all the pages. So don't say, because you had my picture and paper beside that, I thought you can read that. No, scan all the answers. Answer number 1, answer number 2, answer number 3, answer number 4, number 5, to the last question. And then this will be your last picture, or for example, the first picture. Okay? So then you should have, okay, so I talked about that. Okay, then you scan it. It must be just one file. If it is hard for you, you can do it 2 files. One file, all the answers, one file, your picture. Okay? While you are doing all of these, I should be able still to see you. Okay, so to see you, you are still in the Zoom. Okay, then you go to the same folder. To the same folder. See, to the same folder you found the assessment. Okay, so to the same folder. Here I have to leave because I didn't finish, so it asked me for that, but because I didn't go just to the end of the quiz. So then you go to the same folder. You are not able to click on the quiz anymore because you did it once. Then you click on submit file for your answer. Submit file for your answer, browse local files. So the file must be on the desktop. Make sure you give it a name that you don't mess it up with anything else. Okay? So for example, Niloofar-Seneca quiz number 1, for example. Okay? Then you don't submit your lab report to me. You don't submit something else to me. Okay? And then when you submit it here, so you browse your computer, you browse and then click on that submit, and then make sure to see the confirmation. When it gives you confirmation, then you are sure it is there. Okay? So then you are done. Then in the Zoom you have to write in the chat, Niloofar-Seneca, I am done. Then you are done. And you don't need to ask permission. You can go. You don't need to ask. Just leave. Okay? After you wrote your name. If you start later, your time will be shorter, as I said. Okay? So make sure to show all the steps, but don't show unnecessary steps. If you have word problems, don't forget to have conclusion. Okay? You have any issue, just email me the night before, so before 9 p.m. So for example, we have the quiz, so something happens, so please email me earlier that I will be able to help you. Make sure everything is working, so your Zoom, your camera, everything. If you submit several images and not one file, I have to reduce mark. If you submit it to me late, for example, after the link is not available to you, okay, so the link won't be available to you, this link that you are submitting, so it won't be available to you, so then you email me. You email me, and I have to reduce 10% per minute. This is by the college. I have to listen. So please, 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 don't jeopardize your just quiz mark and anything, and please follow all the steps. Okay? If you do it on a wrong location, for example, you say, okay, I say, okay, where is your file? And you say, oh, my file is another place. You have to go to find it on Blackboard. So don't do that. I have to reduce mark. If you submit HEIC files, which are from Apple phone, I have to go to a website and I have to submit your file there in order to just change it to something readable for me. I don't want that, because then your information goes to them, and I don't want this to happen. If your answers are not in right order, if the orientation of the page is not in the right order, I can read. For all of this, I have to reduce mark. If your name is missing top of the page, if your name is missing in the chat, if you are not using your Seneca Zoom, and many other issues that we may face, and I hope that we don't. Okay, so here I talked about everything. I also changed I just modified the file, which was steps to follow for quiz and test. So please read the file. If you have any question, ask me. I wish you best of luck, and I will see you next live class. Good luck.